May 12th was my 32nd year as an owner in the organization. So in high school, this is what I wanted to do. So my parents like, you got to go to college. I'm like, I'm not going to college. I want to do this for a living. Is there a college that will teach me to do this? And so I went a little bit just to appease them, and then I dropped out. I go, I'm done. Once I learned that the business dude that never owned a business was teaching me business and grading me on business, I was out. So
Nick Gravina is a serial entrepreneur with interest in 7 Tiger Schulmann studios. His history with Tiger goes back to the age of 5 when they trained at the same studios and continues to this day. This meeting occurred at his new studio in Carroll Gardens, Brooklyn on a really hot summer afternoon. Enjoy the rest of this conversation and subscribe to my channel for more interviews and content about growing your small business to dominate the local market. But I take those 2 windows and then the bar, we keep the bars, or whatever, you're not starting the bars there. Start these bars all the rest of the way.
Okay.
That just looks more logical to me.
Yeah, it does. When you say it, it does look nice. Yep. And then maybe we can put the phone number and the email up there, so the website.
This comes down.
Yep.
This comes down. Put the phone number, the website, whatever you want in those. Absolutely.
Very cool.
So
that definitely works.
So now, how'd you get into this one? How'd this one come about?
This one came about because we have a broker in our company for 25 years.
At Tiger Schulmann.
In Tiger Schulmann's. He doesn't work there, but he's a part of the whole group.
Yeah.
And he gets all listings that come up. So CKO Kickboxing, they were actually doing pretty well here, from what I hear. And when I came here a couple of times, I saw the classes were pretty full. So, my partner and I, we jumped on it. We said, you know what, let's just do it because it has the base, number one. Number 2, Brooklyn is well populated.
Yeah, you're packed in.
And we only have 2 schools in Brooklyn right now. So his goal is to expand his territory. Like, I'm really Long Island, Queens.
Yeah.
But
this is your first in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Now this is your 7th location.
7 total.
7th, Syosset, Fresh Meadows. What's the one in Queens I've been to?
The one that you've been to in Queens is Middle Village.
Middle Village.
You know, Jackson Heights, Belrose. Howard Beach is coming soon. That's the next one that we have to go to.
Okay.
That one is the contract was signed today, the lease.
Okay.
So that'll all be done. So that'll be 7 total.
Okay. What got you into Tiger Schulmann then? How'd you? So you didn't just say I'm going to take up kickboxing.
I started doing martial arts when I was 5. My dad brought me to a martial arts school. Me, my dad, my brother, my sister, and we stayed there for about 3 years. 4 years. My brother was there from a little before me. He's older than me. Mm-hmm. So my brother got his black belt about in a 5-year span. And that style was very, very strong style, Kyokushinkai. In that school, there was these 2 young kids. One was 15, one was like 12.
Yeah.
And I didn't know his name, they called him Tiger. And his brother was Ronnie. But they were both amazing. And the school closes down, right? Because back then, you didn't do this as a full-time job. They actually told us, don't do this as a full-time job. Get a real job. Yeah. But then
that worked out.
My dad, one day, he's driving home from work, and we're together, and he goes, hey, there's a new martial arts school. Let's go check it out. So we pull into the center, and it's Tiger Schulmann and his brother training. Now, 7 years have passed, so they don't remember me. I was a little kid.
Yeah.
I don't want to go in, Dad. We'll go to another location of his. I don't want to see him yet. So I signed up with my sensei in Chestnut Ridge. I was 15 at the time. And May 12th was my 32nd year as an owner in the organization. So in high school, this is what I wanted to do. So my parents like, you got to go to college. I'm like, I'm not going to college. I want to do this for a living. Is there a college that will teach me to do this? And so I went a little bit just to appease them, and then I dropped out. I go, I'm done. Once I learned that the business dude that never owned a business was teaching me business and grading me on business, I was out. So I opened up my school when I was 19 in Plainview.
Now this was a Tiger Schulmann.
This was a
and
Tiger Schulmann.
These guys you knew from when you were 12.
Yep, when I was 5. So you knew them. Their name carried a lot of weight. So my dad said to me, well, why don't you just go and open up your own school? I go, I don't want that. I want to be his student. I want to learn his system, his ways, and still to this day, how many years later, I still love training with him. You know, most people, if they could have a chance to go into business with somebody again over 25 years, most people wouldn't do it. Yeah. I would do this again and again and again with the guy because he's always been a stand-up guy. So Tiger Schulmann's is the what. This is what we teach. This is his program. But you need systems to run any business. Check people in and deal with people and track their attendance. And over the years, I've created a couple of really good systems. which I teach to the whole organization. And I made my own little group out in Long Island where I teach my group more detailed system about the systems.
How to run a Tiger Schulmann.
How to run it, what to do, how to because we want to, my major goal is to protect the brand. Because I'm 52, I'm not going to be around forever. But whoever I put next, I want them to have that same quality, that same eye for A, B, and C, because that dude devoted his life to it. I kind of devoted my life to it too.
Yeah.
At least we should give the respect to that and really have the next generation get the same level of instruction. And you can't do that if you don't have a system. It will get watered down.
Yeah.
So I like to say Tiger Schulmann is the what and we're the how. Because we create the how to do it. Yeah. So I put a nice group together of guys and it keeps growing. That's how all this stuff falls into place.
Well, your first one was when you were 20.
Yep.
And now you're up to 7.
Yep.
And not stopping.
No, I'm not going to stop. I mean, look, I have a 9-year-old, so I don't plan on stopping this until he graduates high school. So I've got time ahead of me, and I know more now than I did in the first 20 years of doing it. So now to put open a location should be easy. Now I look for the right people. And the big thing I look for is the right quality of human being. You can teach anybody a system, but if they're not a good person, you can't teach people how to be good people. So I look for good people, and I teach them a great system. And what's awesome about my job is that I get to train somebody from a white belt. So by the time they're ready to be a school owner or an employee, I've put them in tournaments. I've tested them on things. I know their adversity level. I know where their quit button is. Yeah. So I only pick people that won't fail.
Nice.
It's like having a 17-year interview. I get to interview people for a long time.
By the time it just flows into it. The next phase just flows into it.
And I get to know, he's in my school. I get to see, man, everybody likes this guy. Everybody likes this girl. You know what, you ever think about doing that? And then before you know it becomes a conversation and we're doing it.
I see it. I deal with a lot of business people. And I see it when I come to you. You're not hemming and hawing about, oh, should I do this? It's like, I need this here, this all around. You have the general vision of what you're looking for. Everyone changes.
Yep.
But you have the vision of what you want your shop to look like.
Yep.
You're not walking into the first one. That's huge.
Yep.
That is huge. I got to ask you this question.
Yep.
The day you called up your parents and said, I'm out of college, how did that go?
My mom was very upset with me. My dad didn't get that upset. But I just said to him, I go, look, my exact sentence to my father, you raised me to be a certain man, right? Now let me be the man you raised me to be. And I'm just going to do what I got to do. I know where I'm going to go in life. I'll tell you what, you don't have to help me with no money. I'm good. I'll live in my school if I have to. And I did. For the first 9 months, I lived in my office. How could you not succeed in martial arts? This is how naive I was. I didn't know that Bambergers went out of business. Some lady said, what if you go out of business? I go, how can we go out of business? There's people out of shape everywhere. There's fucking people there's bullies everywhere. How can I go out? There's an abundance of stock.
That's funny.
But that was my mentality. I just didn't think it could not work. So my choice was Englewood, New Jersey, because I'm from Rockland County. I'm not from Long Island. So Englewood, New Jersey, that was 7 miles from my house. Watchung, New Jersey, that was like 40 miles from my house. Or Plainview, New York, that was 70 miles. So I said to Tiger, which is the furthest from my house? He goes, Plainview. I go, where's Plainview? He goes, Long Island. I go, where's Long Island? He looked at the CFO. He's like, what are we doing here? He doesn't know where Long Island is. He goes, why do you want to move so far away from your family? I said, I don't. I want to move away from my friends. Because if it was 7 miles from my house, that would have been the hangout. Yeah. And everybody would have been known me as my name instead of my title and what I can do for them. I wanted to go where nobody knew me and see if I could do it. That was it. And then I couldn't fail. I didn't think I could fail then. And it's been awesome, man. It's been an awesome ride.
All right, so let me ask you this question. I've got 3 kids. They're going to be coming into that going to college phase. Now, kids go to college for different reasons. Some have things they need to go to college, science, doctors, whatever.
Yep.
But if you've got a kid that's really directionless, parents just push them to college.
Yep.
I'm with you. I don't want my kid just to go to college for college. Mm-hmm. What kind of advice do you give to a kid? To a kid, not even to the parents.
I just had this with the parent and a kid. So I got this one mom who's dead set on her kid being an architect. Does the kid want to be an architect? No. But she guilts him in to go into school. So I talked to the father. The father's on the same page as you. The father doesn't want to put $240,000 in 4 years in this direction when after he's done, he's just going to come and be a student here. Yeah. So I look at numbers, right? Like When you see that 75% of the population is unhappy in the job they're in, and 30% are they don't even have a job, and 56% are doing a field other than the one they were educated in, it loses, and its return on investment, it keeps getting more expensive. It loses it for me unless you want to be a doctor, a scientist, an IT guy, a lawyer.
You need further education. Yeah.
There's 7 jobs that you need college for. Other than that, if you know you want to be a real estate guy, go start. If you want to be a martial artist, latch on to somebody who's already doing what you want to do, and then do that. That's what I say. And I say run in that direction, because if you're going in the wrong direction and you're running, you'll find out sooner and you'll change it.
Yep.
But you won't be stuck. And what I see so many people do is they get caught in a lifestyle that somebody else wants them to do. Mm-hmm. Well, now, my wife's a great example. My son says it all the time to her, because she's so stressed out at home. She works from home a lot. She goes into the city. If she won the lottery tomorrow for $1 billion, she wouldn't just leave work. She would tell off everybody in the office. If I won $1 billion, I would buy my whole shopping center and put a helicopter pad on the roof so I don't have any more traffic when I go to my schools. But I wouldn't leave the job because it's so fulfilling in a way that if I tried to explain it to you, I'll sound weird.
That's a great analogy.
But it's so fulfilling. And the best analogy I can give is, how old are your kids?
11, 13, and 14.
So you know when they're like that first 7 years when everything is like, he said this or she said that or call grandma, and they start to, and all these aha moments. When you're a teacher, you get that aha, because everybody's a white belt and white belts are infants. They're just like that. So you get that aha moment with every white belt continuously as long as you're teaching. So you get those great fulfillment in you as a human, and then you also get a paycheck. But that's the first paycheck, that fulfillment, that feeling. I can't explain it any clearer than that, but that is the best part of my job, I would say. When you make the change in somebody and you actually see it working, kids no longer bullied, person's in better shape, people are happier, you fix this, you fix that. It's like, it's a great position to be in.
You know, I coached Little League for 10 years, one of my kids. And I got 2 kids that played Little League. My daughter played softball for a little bit and coached a lot. Travel all over the place. And this, about a month ago, last game. Sammy was at his last, that was it. I got lucky, we won the championship. First championship, only championship, walked out of it.
God bless.
Last night, and I was done. I'm like, I'm done coaching, I'm good. Last night, they were short a coach for his travel team, his D34 team. I said, come on, coach, we need help, coach for us. It was a nice feeling to come back. It's always nice to teach the kids, and they appreciate it. It's a good feeling.
And then they respect you, and then when you know that they look up to you, it's like you have a power over them. So now, how do I use this power to get them? So I use the power. Martial artists only get great grades in school. We should be the best students in a classroom. You say one sentence like that, and they look up to you, their grades go up. Their penmanship is sloppy. Martial artists don't. We take our time. We're neat. We don't do things sloppy. That's for other people. That's not for us. They fix their penmanship. They look up to you so much that you can make little significant changes just with your words. You can persuade them with words. That's a powerful position. You know, it's power, so you can't abuse it. You got to respect it. And you got to take advantage of it when it's for them. When it's for them, only for them, and then it becomes so beautiful and so magical that you'll put up schools, because that message it radiates with people, for sure.
Yeah. So you and I both have that Gary Vee connection.
Mentality.
Well, and he makes a comment. There's a comment he has. There's a mother-son at one of his things, and the kid goes, "My parents want me to go to college. Should I go?" And Gary looks at the mom and goes, "Are you paying?" The mom goes, "Yeah," proudly says, "Yeah, we're paying for him to go to college." Gary looks at the kid and goes, "Take your 4-year vacation. Call me afterwards."
That's great. That is freaking great.
Take your 4-year vacation. It's
but how
Bob.
true is that, though?
Yeah.
You know, I get worried about this one particular kid because I know he's going to go to college to please his one parent, and he's not a student. Like, you know, before your kid's 6 years old, if he's a student or not, or she's a student, and he's not. But he is so incredible with the other children. It's incredible. His gift is he's got that oral gift. He can talk to anybody.
Yeah.
And this is going to be here for him when he gets out, but he's just going to be 4 years removed from it.
Hopefully it's only 6 months.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mom.
Exactly.
Sorry, Mom.
Exactly. But it's funny because 10 years ago, I wouldn't have said that to a parent. I would have just said, no, I would have fed them the same line. Just go to college. Go to college. But not that, and I wouldn't even have shared proudly that I'm a college dropout. But now, I share it extremely proudly because everybody's brainwashed. They think that, oh, I'm going to go to college and then I'll get a job and then I'm going to get married, I'm going to have kids, then I'm going to be happy, I'm going to make money, I'm going to be... None of that's true. Life isn't linear. But we just keep feeding this just one bullshit line after another.
Yep.
And we're doing it to the people we say we love the most.
It's constant. I went to college and I struggled because I am not a student. And that was 4 years of a vacation on mom and dad's dime. That's really what it was. I hate to say it.
And today, that vacation is expensive, man.
Not an inexpensive vacation, yeah.
And if you want to do something that requires it, like I have 2 nephews, one wants to be an engineer. You got to go to college.
You do it.
The other one wants to be in finance. You got to go to college. But then I got 3 nieces. They don't want anything to do with that. They're just going for a liberal arts degree. I'm like, huh? Why? What? Stupid. It's a waste of time and energy and money and, so
just
I'm
do
glad.
something. Get a job.
Do
Figure out what you want to do. I'd rather you fail at a business. I'd rather give you money to fail at a business and learn from it than to stick for 4 years and one of your friends.
100%.
Yeah. All right. Okay. I really appreciate it.
Good stuff, man. That was fun.
Yeah. A lot of time. It's always a lot of fun talking to. I love talking to business owners. I like talking to guys that their backgrounds. Like, you don't know that. Nobody knows that. They just see you running the business. They don't see what's behind and what got you here.
Yeah.
They don't know the hard work. They don't know you slept in your office for the first 9 months. They just see you own 7 studios.
Right.
They have no idea.
They see this side. They don't see what it took to get there.
Exactly.
It takes a lot. It takes a lot of sacrifices, but I picked a job that has a lot more positive, like a lot of fulfillment. I'm not working outside the elements. I'm indoors. In the beginning, I probably worked too much, too many hours, too long. Now, when I go into business with my partners, I make sure that I break the school into 2 parts, the instruction and the management, make each one of them have a very high percentage. I am actually the minority shareholder in most of my schools because they're doing the lion's work, and I want them to benefit from their hard work. I don't want them to sit back, oh, this guy's getting all the money.
Yeah.
There's enough to go around. Like, I have an abundance mindset, not scarcity. And the biggest thing I preach to my people now is a balanced lifestyle. Not when you first open. When you first 5-6 years, you bust your ass. But it's like raising a kid. If you get the first 7 years right, you're good for the rest of your life. You get that first 7 years wrong, you're going to be doing some...
Dealing with them for a long time.
Long time. They'll be in your house at 35 years old and you'll still be paying for them. And that's so the first 7 years in this is the most important.
Yeah.
But you got to have a balanced life. You got to spend time with your family and your kids and everybody. You need that.
We work together. We don't spend, people always question whether we should be, like, how do you work together? How do you work with your wife? But we don't spend the grunt work together. Like, she's doing one thing, I'm doing another. We reconvene in the middle, sort of.
That's huge. Yeah. Because no one's going to look after your business like your wife. It's her business too. Yeah. It's like you have that person in the office with you and that person doing everything with you. It's like 2 of you.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yep.
That's what it is.
That's awesome.
All right. Excellent.
It works, man.
Excellent.
Totally works.
Right. So we got work to do here. I'm going to take some measurements. I'm going to take care of that now. I know what you're looking for. I'll take the measurements and then I'll get some pictures and some measurements and then I'll talk to you in a few days.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you coming out.
Thanks for watching, and make sure you subscribe to my channel for more interviews and content about growing your local business.